Hello friends, my name is Riyashri. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is respiratory system. In this video, we will be learning about respiratory system all in the details. So, first of all, if I would ask you that what is respiratory system? So, you will say that in inhaling the oxygen and exhaling the carbon dioxide. No, it is not respiratory system. It is the method of breathing. Respiratory system. So respiratory system is a system which absorbs O2 from the air and give out CO2 in the air. Okay? Then what is the process of respiratory system? The process of respiratory system is as the air enters from our nose to the windpipe. Windpipe is also known as trachea, and from the trachea the air enter to the lungs, and when the air enter to the lungs, the blood come and absorbs the O2 means oxygen and give it to the cells, and oxygen do the breakdown of glucose. Oxygen do the breakdown of glucose. The three components are made from it. One is CO2, second is H2O, and third is ATP or energy. Okay, glucose chemical formula is C6H12 and O6, and oxygen formula is O2. Then when the energy is formed, it is stored in the cell part called mitochondria. Mitochondria part is a part where the energy or ATP is stored. Then talk about some animals which have main respiratory organ is lungs. So mammals, there are mammals which have main respiratory organs like lungs. So in the mammals there comes frog and many animals. So mammals, what is mammals? Animals are the mammals which do not lay egg, which give the birth to their young ones. Okay, some are like frog, dolphin, whales, and humans also. So, and some animals where breathing method we will know in this class. So frog. First of all, frog breathe from three methods. First is when it is in the soil or mud, it breathes from the moist skin. And when the frog is in the water, it breathes from the gills, and when the frog is on the land, it breathes from the lungs. Okay. Then like dolphins and whales. So dolphins breathe as coming up on the surface of the sea level or the ocean level, and from the blowhole it breathes. Okay, and the air enter its lungs directly from the blowhole. And then whale totally come out from the water and breathe. Then humans breathe from the respiratory system. So respiratory system's main organ is lungs. So now we will know that some animals or plants which is not mammals and breathe. What is the main organ of the respiratory system? So first is plants. Plants breathe from the stomata. What is stomata? The small pores on the leaves are called stomata. By those the plant breathe. Then insects. So insects breathe from the trachea directly. Okay. Fish in the water breathe from the gills. Then move on the type of respiration. There are two type of respiration. One is aerobic respiration and second is anaerobic respiration. In the aerobic respiration is formed in the presence of the O2, oxygen, and its process is C6H12 and O6 plus oxygen, means the oxygen break down the glucose and it forms three components called CO2H2O and ATP or energy, and it forms 38 molecules. In this respiration, 100% of glucose is broken down and it provides more and more energy. Then anaerobic respiration. So in this, the respiration is formed in the absence of oxygen. Okay, its process is C6H12 and O6 is broken down by enzyme and made three acids. The three acids names are pyruvic acid, ethanoic acid and lactic acid. These are the three acids which are formed by the breaking down of glucose by the enzyme, plus CO2 and ATP, which form only two molecules. Okay, it forms 38 molecules and it forms only and only two molecules. It provides us less energy. By the heavy working, the muscles in this respiration, by the heavy working, the level of the oxygen in the muscles decrease in the aerobic respiration. Okay, and from the lactic acid muscles are tired. मीन्स जब लैक्टिक एसिड एक साथ इकट्ठा हो जाते हैं तो फिर क्या होता है, मसल्स गॉट टायर्ड. ओके, मसल गॉट टायर्डनेस और टायर्ड. ओके, I hope you have understand this type of the respiration and 2 points about the respiratory system. So move on to the next, human respiratory system. In this, from the nose the air enter and the air enter from the nose and the CO2 get out from our body from the nose by the nostrils. Okay, in the nose there are present some hairs called cilia hairs which do the work of filter. Then nose water, चिपचिपा पदार्थ और nose water is known as mucus. What is it known as? Mucus. Then pharynx. In this image you can see the nose cavity and the mouth cavity. When they meet each other in the throat here, so it is called pharynx. What it is called? Pharynx. And when they move down, so it become epiglottis. Why it become epiglottis? Because they divide it into two parts. One is food pipe and one is wind pipe. Wind pipe go to the lungs and food pipe go to the stomach. Okay, epiglottis. So what is the function of epiglottis? Epiglottis function is as we breathe from the nose, as we eat from the mouth, so the food will be going to the stomach. But epiglottis is a wall or thing which opens to the stomach food pipe, where from the mouth the food enters to the food pipe, and from the nose the wind enter go to the wind pipe. So epiglottis जो होता है वो इन दोनों पाइप को डिवाइड करता है. ओके, देन लैरिंक्स इज वॉइस बॉक्स जो कि वोकेबल कॉर्ड्स होते हैं. ओके, देन जो कि वाइब्रेट करते हैं तब क्या प्रोड्यूस होता है? साउंड. ओके, और ये जो लैरिंक्स, यहाँ पे आप इमेज देख रहे हैं, लैरिंक्स यहाँ पे आप इमेज देख रहे हैं, तो ये जो विंड पाइप है, यहाँ से ये जो विंड पाइप है वो लंग्स तक जाता है. अभी लैरिंक्स में ना एक प्रेजेंट होता है ग्लैटिक प्रेजेंट होता है जो कि साउंड को आउट करता है और एयर को इन करता है लंग्स के टुवर्ड्स साउंड को आउट करता है एंड एयर इन. So windpipe, this is called windpipe. I have told you that windpipe is also known as trachea. Okay, then some functions about lungs. Then we will study the image about the lungs. In the image, the functions and the details. Lungs. In the lungs, this is the main respiratory organ of the human body. Then its color is pink. Weight is approx 1.3 kilogram. Okay, then study of lungs is pulmonology. What is pulmonology? Then lungs is around a membrane. Which membrane? This membrane is called pleura membrane. What is it called? Pleura membrane. We will study pleura membrane in this. So now come on the image. We will be studying about the image. There is nasal cavity and there is mouth cavity. There are pharynx. So the nasal cavity, when the mouth cavity and nasal cavity meet each other, it is called pharynx. And when they move downward, there is an epiglottis which divides these both as the food come from the mouth cavity. It open towards the stomach and close towards the windpipe, and the food go to the stomach. Okay, then coming downward, there are larynx. Larynx is the voice box, is the vocal cord, and it vibrates. So the sound is formed. In the larynx, there is present glottic. So the glottic's function is to send the sound out and send the air into the lungs. There is a black line dot you can see. It is made up of the cartilage. What is the name of cartilage? The name of cartilage is Adam's apple. Okay, it is found only in the male. Okay, this cartilage helps the male voice very bold. Okay, it is not found in the female, so female's voice is soft. There is windpipe called trachea. Okay, coming downward to the lung, the windpipe divides into two parts. One is going to the left lung and second is going to the right lung. Then before studying the inside part of lung, I will tell you the outside part of the lung. There are present membrane. I have tell you here the lungs, outer layer of the lungs, the membrane is present called the pleura membrane. What is it called? Pleura membrane, made from the two layers called parietal layer and visceral layers. Okay, parietal layer is the inner layer. Here the red dotted line you can see, and visceral layer is the outer layer. The blue line you can see. In the between of that, there is fluid present called pleura fluid. What is it called? Pleura fluid. It protects the lungs from outside. Okay, these membranes and this fluid. Then in the between there is a space left. In the left, between the left lung and between the right lung, there is a space left called mediasternum. Okay. Then there is a black type structure you can see. It is diaphragm. Okay. Diaphragm is the muscular organ, and diaphragm help us in breathing rates to regulate. Okay. Breathing rates to regulate. It helps them. Like the air enter in the lungs, so the diaphragm come in the, this is the part diaphragm, this diaphragm make a standing line, and when the air needs to be come on out, excrete out, so diaphragm will be moved toward upward, pushing to the lungs, and the air went out. Okay. Then now we will study the inside part of the lungs. First of all, the trachea is divided into two parts. That place is called bronchi. What is it called? Bronchi. Okay. Then in coming towards, there are some branches. Branches coming from the trachea, which is divided into two parts inside the lungs. It is called bronchioles. What is it called? Bronchioles. And there is grape-like structure at the ending of bronchioles, which is the unit of lungs. What is it called? It is called alveoli. It is called alveoli, which is the unit of lungs. Its shape is grape-like shape. Okay. In one lung, it is present 1 lakh alveoli. 1 lakh alveoli is present in one lungs. Okay. And alveoli help us in gas and exchanging. Or which gas exchanging? The CO2 and oxygen. CO2 and O2 गैस एक्सचेंजिंग में alveoli मदद करता है, हेल्प करता है. Then in the COVID, the COVID virus, it entered the lungs and it blocked the alveoli. What? It blocked alveoli. So alveoli is exchanging the gases. So if the alveoli is only blocked, so human is not able to breathe. So breathing is stopped in the human body, and that's why in the COVID many humans are dead. Okay. I hope you have understand this. Then now we will come upon the diseases. So there are many diseases, but we will study about some diseases. Some rare diseases which happen in the lungs. First is asthma. Asthma. Okay. First is asthma, which do the inflammation of bronchi and bronchioles. Okay. It do the inflammation between bronchi and bronchioles. Okay. It causes difficulty in breathing. That if we will cause the difficulty in breathing, so the human will be dead. So in the asthma, the bronchi and bronchioles is inflamed. Okay. Then second is emphysema. Emphysema. It is a disease. It is done by cigarette smoke. Cigarette smoke, you have seen this. So it is done by this. In this, alveoli wall damage. The walls of alveoli. See the structure like this. So there are like this walls. So these walls are damaged. Okay. द सरफेस एरिया डिक्रीज मीन्स यहाँ पे सूजन हो जाती है जिससे सरफेस एरिया डिक्रीज. ओके. एंड गैस एक्सचेंजिंग भी डिक्रीज हो जाता है जिससे ह्यूमन की डेथ हो जाती है. देन ट्यूबरक्लोसिस जो होता है वो लंग्स को इफेक्ट करता है और लंग्स को वो डैमेज कर देता है. और जब लंग्स डैमेज हो जाएगा, प्रॉपर फंक्शन नहीं करेगा, तो फिर क्या होगा? the lungs will be damaged or the human will be dead. Okay. Then there is one more rare disease, which is occupational respiratory disorders. What do you mean by occupational? Like industrial, like mixing or crushing anything, salt industrial, like that. Grinding, stone breaking, like that. Okay. So this is the serious lung damage. This is the serious lungs damage. By preventing them, we have to wear protective masks. Okay. As we will go to these industries, if we will not wear the such masks, so we will be infected and the lungs will be damaged. Okay. Now we breathe the air. So in the air, what is the amount of such gases are present? So in the air, the nitrogen is present 78%. Okay. Oxygen is present 21% and CO2 is present only 0.03%, not even 1%. Okay. Now we take these gases, but we exhale these gases. We enter these gases and exhale also. So in the nitrogen, we exhale 78%, almost all amount of nitrogen we exhale. And in the oxygen, we carry only and only 4% of oxygen. All than that 17% are released from our body, secreted from our body. Then carbon dioxide only 4.6% is released from our body. Okay. I hope you have understand the topic the topic respiratory system. If you want to click a picture of this, you can. Bye today. Take this much only. Take care and bye.